Good evening, friends, and welcome to a special edition of Daily Assurance. We have, throughout the course of this week, been making this journey with Jesus, sitting at the table, being with his friends, and finally tonight, we journey with Jesus to the cross. Tonight's scripture speaks for itself, so I'm not going to dive into a whole lot, but I invite you to hear this text. From the Gospel of Luke, chapter 23, beginning with verse 26. As the soldiers led him away, they seized Simon from Cyrene, who was on his way in from the country, and they put the cross on him and made him carry it behind Jesus. A large number of people followed him, including women who mourned and wailed for him. Jesus turned and said to them, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children. For the time will come when you say, 'Blessed are the childless women, the wombs that never bore and the breasts that never nursed.' Then they will say to the mountains, 'Fall on us,' and to the hills, 'Cover us.' For if people do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it's dry?" 2 other men, both criminals, were also led out with Jesus to be executed. When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him there, along with the criminals, one on his right, the other on his left. And Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. The people stood watching, and the rulers even sneered at him. They said, "He saved others, let him save himself, if he is God's Messiah, the chosen one." The soldiers also came up and mocked him. They offered him sour wine and said, "If you are the King of the Jews, save yourself." There was a written notice above him which read, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at Jesus. "Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other criminal rebuked him. "Don't you fear God," he said, "since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting our deeds deserved, but this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus answered him, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 p.m. For the sun stopped shining, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Jesus called out with a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." When he had said this, he breathed his last breath. The centurion, seeing what had happened, praised God and said, "Surely this was a righteous man." When all the people who had gathered to witness this sight saw what took place, they beat their breasts and went away. But all those who knew him, including the women who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance, watching these things. Normally, if we were to gather together in person for a Friday evening passion service, we would leave in silence. Now, I understand that where you are at home, or maybe you're seeing this video later, may be difficult for you to spend the rest of your day in silence. And so I invite you, wherever you are, to take these next few moments to be still and to reflect on the great love that Jesus had for us. So much so that he took the humility, the pain, and the agony of the cross. He did that for us. And he turned that into a sign of hope, new life. We love you, dear friends. Peace be with you.